so much in not just African languages. I can't realize actually it's not just African languages, That's one of the problems we have in the world is a hierarchy of languages, seeing that some languages are inherently more of language than others. And I can tell you, it's absolute and utter nonsense. There's no language which is more of a language than any other language. Okay? That's where, but, yeah. The question of hierarchy, language hierarchy is a question of power, relationship. Nothing more. Is one power, really suppressing the language of the dominated, but as a means of dominating them, right? And you can see this. I've now looked at the Spanish colonialism. I've looked at, the British colonialism on Ireland, English colonialism in Ireland, settlement here in America, their treatment of Native American languages. I looked at the treatment of Maori languages in New Zealand, in Australia, also when Japan occupied Korea. The same pattern, power, they find it important to suppress the language of the other and humiliate people. Not even suppress, humiliate them, punish them for speaking their mother tongue. Okay? Today, and I can prove this in 5 seconds. Can I prove this in 5 seconds?
Yes.
Yeah. We're next to Georgetown University. Yeah. You got Georgetown University of Princeton, since Gandhi is here. Gandhi is asking me, what about Princeton? Yeah. Yeah. So say Princeton, or Georgetown University. You can actually, you can learn, take French, for instance. And you can get a degree in Spanish. But they don't tell you that you must first of all give up the English you have. Right? If you go to study in France, to study French, and you are, Japan, they don't tell you to give up Japanese as a condition of learning French. But in all colonial situations, and I'm saying all, they always humiliate people about their mother tongue, punish people about their mother tongue, violence against people speaking their mother tongue. And that one has no educational value whatsoever, right? It does not make them necessarily better English speakers or knowledge or whatever, because you can know Norwegian and come and study English, but you don't have to give up Norwegian. But in all colonial situations, they always make the colon give up their language and humiliate them about their language, make them feel ashamed, distance themselves with their language and from their language and so on, because it's a question of power, right? It's a question of turning colonies of the mind. People feeling not sure about themselves, about their history, about their whatever is carried by that language. But the other way around is, if you know one language, your mother tongue, the language of your culture, and you add other languages to it, it's very, very powerful. Many doors are open to you. It's power. But many colonized people are, in fact, like they have 2 legs, and they are told to give up one of their legs, that they are better off when they are hopping on when they are hopping on one leg, especially with a borrowed leg, right? And we accept as normal. No, it's not. We really have to fight very strongly against this. I believe very strongly. Wherever I go in the world these days, I talk about this because it's a terrible thing. The damage, the trauma that this does to people who are subject to that kind of violence or humiliation about the language produced by their mothers and fathers and so on. It's something people, it's like a wound in the heart, so to speak, and it stays there for a long time. It can be seen as, we can turn abnormalities into normalities. We normalize abnormality. And for Africa, we have to undo this abnormality. And in fact, not only Africa, all over the world, we really should make sure it's made illegal for anybody to perpetrate violence on anybody for them speaking their mother tongue. Yeah. That should be illegal. It should be banned all over the world. Yeah. There's no room for humiliating a person because they are speaking the language which they found their mother speaking. It's horrible, the trauma, okay? So I've become a believer in that even more, all right?
Okay.
Yeah. and by the way, I must tell you this, because there are some benefits, of course. I don't just do it, there are some benefits, like this. Like one discovery I made recently. It's a secret, but let me tell it to you. Oh, okay. So they can hear, okay. Yeah. You see, when I wrote my epic, I tried an epic for the first time, Kedamoyuru, the one from which they read, This Kedamoyuru actually is about the origins, the myth of origins of the Kikuyu people. And it goes like this. Iko and Mombi were the original father and mother of the Kikuyu community. And they had 9 daughters. Actually, there were 10, but we say 9. And when you want to say 10, you say perfect 9. Okay? Perfect 9 means 10. Okay? Now, when it came to, they didn't have brothers. When it came to marriage, apparently there were no young men around. So the father went to go to the mountain and ask God, and sooner or later there are about 9 handsome young men around, But where did they come from? I asked myself. And then I was actually in Irvine when I'm telling you, it was just a revelation. This is how it worked my mind. These girls, these are 10 of them. By the time they were of marriageable status, they had no brothers. So these girls were doing everything. They had to build, make clothes, know how to defend themselves. They were, they plan everything, themselves, because they had nobody to depend upon. They had no brothers. Your brother will do this for you. Your brother will go and hunt for you. So they made things. They built houses. They made weapons of war. They knew how to defend themselves. So this is a revelation. Have you ever heard of the word feminism? Feminism? You have heard, huh? Feminism. Actually, the secret is those were the original feminists. Yeah. So the epic is now out as Kedamoyuru in Kenya, and